Hey, what's up, everyone? It's me, Matt from Diazable, doing another EP review. Thanks for coming on by. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Let's get into this. We're checking out the new EP from Xibalba with their EP called Aztlán. Aztlán. I'm really bad at certain words, so I hope I said that right. Aztlán. Please correct me down in the comments if I'm wrong. But yeah, so Xibalba is a doom hardcore metal band. They're like heavy doesn't describe it. If you can think of anything that's heavy, go deeper than that, and then go deeper than that. Then you might get close to what Zabalba is. They are incredibly nasty, incredibly heavy and everything. So fortunate I've got to see them once in my life out in Japan at the Blood Axe Fest a couple of years ago. I've never been so terrified in a pit, in a show. The whole time the show was just, they had turned on red lights the whole time, and it literally just felt like you were in hell. Woo! But yeah, they're back with a new EP. I think, and they're from California. Paul starts with a P. Pomona, California. Not too sure. Sorry, guys. Um, and they have just been working really hard for the past 15, almost 20 years. One of the hardest working bands from the California scene. Also, one of the very few and rare bands that are bilingual in terms of their vocals and lyrics. They'll do songs both in English and in Spanish. It makes them very distinctive in the scene and in the music world. They're very, very proud of their Mexican culture heritage. If y'all don't know, Zabalba, if I'm correct, is the name of the underworld in Mayan history. So very, very, very proud of their culture and showing it, which is awesome in all the best ways. Uh, yeah, and so they got, I think, some new members, restructured a little bit, and came back with a new EP that we're going to check out right now because that was a really long intro. But whatever, let's get into it. So it starts off with some slow guitar ringing out with a guy who's really angry, yelling in Spanish. Not too sure what he's saying, but clearly it's something that's he's really passionate about. Then it leads into some really slow, menacing drums with some screams in the background. They're really setting a mood here that you're like descending into a terrifying place with the heavy tuned guitars, super sluggish vocals, drums sound really perfect, and cymbal hits that are just going really, really hard. It's a great pitting song, great way to open up this EP, and I feel like they're really like summarizing what this EP is gonna be with this particular track.
Even when you're gone, I'll tell them my religion's you and punctures.
Signature fear-inducing sound they have is very present here with the heavy tuned down guitars that ring out to give a sense of terror, vocals that are heavy and just straight demonic and like not in a scary way, but like in a terrifying, like fearful, like your like deepest fears are coming out just from hearing these vocals. Drums sound really good here again. The tom heads and cymbals sound really mixed in nicely. Simple song structure with that's just heavy, which they do really well. Bass has a lot of crunch to it. Zabalba has really worked hard to get to the top of their particular style, and it's showing here. Like no one does Zabalba like Zabalba, so they have no competition. They chopped all those heads off, and they're like, we are the kings of this style. And the ending breakdown sounds a bit muffled and boomy, but in the best kind of way. So I want to play a clip of the song "The Place of Fear." Tell me his vocals don't like strike fear in you and just how heavy they sound. Ooh. Here they have a very slow and weird intro with a kind of like stop and playing. Like Not usually their style with this stop go that they do. Wouldn't expect it from Xibalba, but I think they're just experimenting a little bit here, and I think that's totally fine. Lots of cymbal writing here on this song with some heavy and tough sounding guitars. Double kicks from the drum sound really good. You got some tight riffs that are kind of buried in the middle of the song. It gives a sense of being lost everywhere, somewhere being lost somewhere in a deep and like underground part of Earth. Like it sounds very low, this song in particular. Heavy breakdown that feels a bit generic, but at the end there's like a screaming, wailing guitar that has some nice flavor to the song. So I was saying this is like the most experimental song on this EP. I like they took some chances and stuff. They weren't bad, but they weren't that great. The guitars have a really unique tuning here that gives it a nice extra feeling of heaviness. Like I said, everything about this band, heavy, heavy, heavy. It's just heavy in the best kind of way. Then vocals can really carry themselves with how deep those screams are. So the vocalist has worked on his craft for years, and it's really shining here. It's a bit faster, this song, and very angry, which makes sense since the song is dedicated to the people of the Aztecan people. So there's definitely this song, it's got more of a 1-2 punch in terms of like feelings and emotions, and like we're not fucking around. This is a serious subject to us. Lots of pain and anguish in these words on this track. And the fast double kicks in the middle of the song just really set this song off. The drums are really going off. And then nothing makes Xibalba more Xibalba than a nice call out in Spanish before the heavy ass breakdown with its and it has some like nice mesmerizing guitar playing over it. Great way to end this EP. So I want to play a small clip of this song, Aztlán. I still keep butchering it. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Heavy in the best possible way. Oh, those were my thoughts on this new EP from Xibalba, the EP Aztlán. Sorry, guys, still trying to work on this word. And from what I've gathered, it is that word means it's the ancestral home of the Aztecan people. And I feel like this EP is really showing that, Xibalba, they're showing their roots. They've never left home. They never forgot where they came from. They've never forgot their signature sound of being heavy, sludgy, with sharp lyrics. Like, so it's just solidifying who they are even more, and just solidifying them and also upping their game a little bit and showing like who they are and how good they are. This is probably one of their heaviest sounding albums, I think, in terms of riffs and the sense of fear that they really created here. The drums are simply played here, and half the time they're just going off and creating some interesting, like crazy patterns and just sounding really, really heavy. The double kicks and the cymbal use, like they're using the whole drum kit, and it's very impressive that they're doing all that, making these large sounds with the drums. Also, I want to say the mixing for the drums are perfectly mixed on this album. I have no complaints for the drums. They sound really good. Never too loud, never drowned out, just right. The bass has so much crunch and feel to it. It's like hefty and heavy, just like what Xibalba's known for. So no surprise there. It adds a lot of texture to this EP and everything. Then the vocals, not surprised. They don't fail. They don't falter. If anything, he sounds more menacing, more fear-inducing with his vocals, with the production, and just his style. Like, age has benefited him so much in terms of his style and vocals. You can't go wrong with that. The mixing and the mastering of the album overall is really great. Sounds great. The production's solid AF. The only thing that I could say was the song Death and Revenge was the most experimental on this particular track, with the stop and go playing and some other parts they did on here that weren't necessarily bad, but not necessarily good. But I respect that they try to switch things up a little bit and give you something else that's just not just pure heaviness, which they're still good at and still like the kings of being doing their style. So with that being said, this EP from Xibalba, it's Aztlán. I want to say Aztlán, like from that book series, but it's not Aztlán. It's Aztlán, I think. I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. Yeah. So, thanks for coming on by. Thanks for checking out my review of the new Xibalba EP. Drop a little Spanish. Mucho gracias. Gracias, gracias, gracias. Hey, I need to work on my Spanish, I know. But yeah, thanks for coming on by. Links down below. Like, subscribe. Tell me what you thought about this EP. Check out my clothing brand down below, Diazable Apparel. Check out my reviews on Instagram, both, and my apparel brand, Diazable, down below. Thank you for coming on by, guys. And until next time, adios.